Hey everybody, thanks again for tuning into Spreeisms, my vlog all about mental health and finding ways to protect your peace. I'm Kirsten Spreewell, your resident therapist, and tonight I'm talking about mental health in the Black community, more specifically with our Black men. So I didn't plan to do a vlog this week. I had another vlog and topic planned for next week, but I felt compelled to add to the conversation that's been going on social media. Kid Cudi took the internet by storm this week when he posted about admitting himself into rehab for depression and suicidal ideations. He said, "It's been difficult for me to find the words to what I'm about to share with you because I feel ashamed to be a leader and hero to so many while admitting I have been living a lie. It took me a while to get to this place of commitment, but it is something I have to do for myself, my family, my best friend, daughter, and all of you, my fans. Yesterday I checked myself into rehab for depression and suicidal urges. I am not at peace." And he goes on to say more and continuously apologized throughout the whole post for his illness, for his depression, for his anxiety. And I just want to say, for anybody who has ever checked themselves in or ever went to rehab, ever went to get mental health services for themselves, that's a strength. There's so much strength and vulnerability and so much courage that it takes to help yourself in that way, a way that is stigmatized and looked down on a lot in this society, especially for Black men who do that. So I love that he was able to come out, but it hurt me that he apologized so frequently and often in this post. I want to talk about the stigmas and talk about what we can do to move forward. When I was in school, I watched this documentary, I think it was called Unnatural Causes, and it was scientifically based. It was a study that proved that just simply being born Black in America predisposes you to different health and mental health disorders, just by simply being born Black in America. And they took out socioeconomic status, they took out education, and it came down to inequality and injustice historically changing the genetic makeup of our people. And so genetically, just by being born Black, you are predisposed to, it's like innately a part of our DNA, innately a part of our culture to have these health and mental health issues. Maybe it's because of racism is what they asked, and they found that it was. When you look at the statistics of the infant mortality rates in the Black community and the fact that Black men are 5 times more likely to die by suicide, and then you parallel that with the cycle and the history of oppression and injustice in our community that affects us on a daily basis, and then you look at even more currently what's going on in the media and what we see us portrayed and how we see ourselves being hunted and systematically removed or tried to be removed from this nation, then it's really no wonder why you have a lot of Black men who are faced with depression, faced with anxiety, and who struggle with these mental health issues. And then you have society that tells men more intensely, Black men, that's being a man, being masculine is to suck it up, to fight it out, to get angry about it rather than feeling sad. You can't feel sad, you can't cry as a man. So there's this programming, this socialization that takes place since birth or from birth that says that you can't talk about it, that makes a man believe that he can't talk about it, he needs to suck it up. And a lot of men, especially in the Black community, don't even know that they're depressed because it's not something that is discussed, or they'll simply pray about it and they don't have anybody to really talk to or to process these emotions with. And you see a lot of men, and this is statistics, externalize their depression. So it's not sleeping in or just looking blue, it's being hypersexual or angry or drinking more. These maladaptive behaviors become so harmful over time, and nobody knows that they're sick until they have a mental breakdown or an emotional breakdown, or until they sometimes and very often actually die by suicide. So what do? Obviously things need to be changed systematically, and maybe some of you guys might have those answers. For me, I personally think that there's things that we can do in our culture to increase the tolerance, to open the discussion, to increase the acceptance of Black men feeling safe enough to talk about how they feel, to talk about their emotions and not call them weak. For me, I personally have to stop watching images of people who look like me being slain. That is a type of programming that makes me feel hopeless. It makes me feel scared, and it increases my anxiety on a daily basis. And I can only imagine what it does for the African American male. So I also think that as Black women, being kind of like the cornerstone in the Black community, we can do more to encourage our Black men to be more supportive, to be more welcoming, and more of a listener to our Black men, so that they do feel safe to talk to us, so that they do feel safe to seek help. I also think that, man, I feel the hypocrisy in my body a little bit. It's all something that we can do to change our perspective and to make things a little better for the people in our family, for the men around us, and the men that we are even in relationships with. I think we should do more to educate ourselves about symptoms, what they look like, what mental illness may feel like. Not diagnose ourselves, but just become more aware. So those are just things that I think. Obviously, this is just me processing out loud and opening the discussion onto my platform. So if anybody has anything to add, be sure to add them down in the comments below, and like if you were feeling this video, subscribe for more videos on mental health coming soon.